So, welcome to our Metta Meditation practice. Just allow the body to settle into a space of stillness as we begin to move into our practice. If it feels good and accessible, allow yourself to blink the eyes closed. And if that's not available in this moment, just soften your gaze and rest your vision on an object maybe 4 to 6 feet right in front of you. And remember, you have agency in the posture that you take for today's practice. And so, whatever shape you decide to take, just make sure that the spine is neutral and long, that there's a level of support. For those that are seated upright, just remember to find a firm foundation in the lower body, noticing the rise of the spine. Right from that foundation, lengthening in the back of the neck, allowing the crown of the head to gently reach to the sky. So just noticing the grounding from the lower body, the lengthening of the upper body, and a centering right at the core. Chest gently rising forward, shining the heart forward, softening gently in the shoulders, in the elbows, allowing the hands to rest, maybe gently on the knees, palms face down or palms face up, meditator's choice. Or if there are mudras that feel good, that are at home in your practice, feel free to bring them into the experience. Whatever you decide to do, just remember the intention behind it. Just allow yourself to take in a few cleansing breaths. That's gently inhaling through the nose, expanding in the belly, the chest, and just gently audibly exhaling out of the mouth. Take two more cleansing breaths at your own pace. And once you've completed those cleansing breaths, remember, no rush, just gently seal the lips and allow the breath to flow in through the nostrils. Just taking a moment to notice your rhythm, the flow of the breath that's organic, authentic to you. And as we continue to flow with the breathing, we'll take a few minutes to invite in straw breathing. And so you'll inhale as normal, in through the nostrils. And as you prepare for the exhale, just allow yourself to press the lips together as if you were drinking through a straw. And allow the breath, allow the air to flow through the pursed lips. Regular inhale through the nose, filling up the belly, expanding in the chest and the diaphragm. That exhale, pressing the lips together and allowing the breath to flow through. Just allow yourself to flow with this breath for about maybe 2 minutes. Just knowing that this is a great breathing technique if you are noticing or feeling or experiencing anxiety or just feeling overwhelmed at any points. It's a great way to down regulate and start to reconnect with yourself. It's a gentle, continual breathing in through the nose. The exhale through those pursed lips as if you were drinking in through a straw. If you're like me, you might feel a weird little whistle. That's okay. Just allow yourself to gently seal the lips. Allow the breath to flow through the nostrils. And just take another minute to observe here. Maybe you notice any differences in the body, the breath, the mind. But just continue to approach the practice from a space of observation and gentle care. And take a moment to bring your awareness to yourself. Maybe you notice the space in which you're inhabiting for the practice, observing the boundaries of the room or the space in which you're resting. Maybe becoming aware of maybe the weight of the body pressing on the earth. Finding that balance between effort and ease in this experience. But take a moment and in the center of the mind, just maybe become aware of what compassion means to you. Maybe you come up with or think about a moment in which you felt sincere compassion, loving kindness, that warm, healing energy. Just noticing, tapping into that feeling, that sensation. asking yourself, what does this feel like? What does this sound like? What does it taste like? What is it? Utilizing all the emotions to bring in, or the senses to maybe help identify this feeling of compassion. We know it's an energy, it's a unique vibration. And as we start our loving kindness practice, we remember that we're first at the center of that giving. So often, as healers, as practitioners, as people of service in the world, we find so much fulfillment in giving to other people, but sometimes we do that from a deficit. So, as we continue to be in connection with the world in which we inhabit, we center our practice just in this first point in pouring back into ourselves. And so, that energy that you felt, seen, heard, touched, taste, that energy that you've generated, that compassion, loving kindness, just take a moment and embrace that for yourself. You feel that energy being poured into you, maybe a metaphorical cup filling to the brim. And maybe you say this to yourself, these three phrases. May I abide in peace. May I abide in clarity. May I abide in freedom. And gently embrace that, the energy of those statements, the energy of compassion. Just being aware of that heart opening energy. Now expand your field of awareness. Maybe you look at yourself as the center of the space in which you're inhabiting, and maybe you see another circle expanding out. And in that circle, I want you to think of a loved one. Maybe it's a family, a friend, a partner, a pet. But think of someone that you want to share this energy with. Maybe you see that person almost manifesting right at the center of the mind. With that person becoming clearer and clearer, I want you to notice that loving kindness energy, that compassion that we cultivated for ourselves, that same sort of vibration we tapped into, that same energy we generated. I want you to send that energy to that person. Send that loving kindness to that person. And allow yourself to internally repeat those three phrases, sending them to that person that you see in your mind. May you abide in peace. May you abide in clarity. May you abide in freedom. Maybe you see that person receiving that energy. Gently expand this circle a little more. And I want you to bring into the center of the mind a person that you might call a familiar stranger. Someone that you're kind of familiar with, you kind of know, but they're not really in the friend circle. They might be a coworker or somebody that you've met in passing, an acquaintance. You know them, but you don't really know them. But they're in your circle, someone that you may encounter every now and then. And just allow this person to center in. Maybe you see, sense, or feel that person manifesting right at the center of the mind. Their face may be becoming clearer and clearer. And become conscious of that energy, that compassion, that loving kindness. Remember the feeling of this energy, the warmth. And take a moment to send this energy to that person, allowing yourself to recite those 3 phrases again. May you abide in peace. May you abide in clarity. May you abide in freedom. Maybe you see, sense, or feel that person receiving that energy. Just notice the expansiveness and channeling this energy to this person. This is where the practice starts to get tricky. And so here, just maybe see, sense, or feel at the center of the mind's eye someone who may be the source of difficulty in your life. And this is where our practice starts to meet practicality, right? We can be about this work on the mat, but when we put it into practice, this is where the rubber meets the road. And so see, sense, or feel that person. And again, it doesn't have to be someone that's maybe caused immense sort of trouble in your life, but someone that it might be a little difficult to channel this sort of energy to. Just allow that person to be seen at the center of the mind. Their image becoming more and more clear. And from the Buddhist perspective, it's really about holding everybody with that same level of compassion. Just remembering that when people present us with a level of difficulty, it's really because it's sourced in their suffering, right? That it's not necessarily about you, but it's about this person being immersed in a level of suffering which causes their response to the world in the way it has been. And so as we think about that, see, sense, or feel that energy we've been cultivating, we've been generating. We started generating with ourselves and then sent it to a loved one and then sent it to a familiar stranger. That same energy, again, we keep that phrase, we keep that same energy. Send that energy to a person that may be the source of some difficulty in your life. Still sending them those same phrases. May you abide in peace. May you abide in clarity. And may you abide in freedom. And we're at the essence of this work. It's really about us being non-discriminate with our compassion and loving kindness, seeing the humanity in everyone. And it's okay if you feel a sense of resistance or a sense of discomfort, knowing that that's maybe a point of exploration for yourself in reflection and journaling and practice. But just see, sense, or feel that person receiving that energy. And lastly, we'll expand out, moving from ourself to a person we love, to a familiar stranger, to someone in which may be the source of difficulty in our lives, to expanding that view of the who we're sending compassion to the entire world, to every living sentient being in the world. And as we bring that into the mind's eye, maybe you think about what symbolizes that connective energy to the entire world. Maybe you are seeing the world from an overview. Maybe there's points of light that you're noticing that represents each person. But whatever that manifests for you, just allow that to become clear and visible in the mind. Expanding and being inclusive of all sentient beings. Take a moment to generate that loving kindness, that energy. Remember that we've sat with this. So notice even in your senses how you're experiencing or feeling this energy being generated, this heart-centered healing energy. And as you send this energy out to the world, we'll share those same three phrases, just altered a bit. May we all abide in peace. May we all abide in clarity. May we all abide in freedom. Notice what it feels like to see this energy connect with all sentient beings. Noticing maybe being the connective tissue, the thing that unites all of us. Just allow yourself to rest here in the open awareness of the practice for about another minute before we begin to close out. Being an observant and curious in what's flowing in through your practice at the moment. 1 minute. And just allow yourself to deepen your breath as we start to transition out of our practice. Just allow yourself to bring the hands to heart center, pressing the palms together. Thanking yourself for showing up for today's practice. And start to gently rub the hands together, generating a little love, light, heat, energy between the palms. And when you feel that warmth between your hands, rest your hands on a part of your body that needs a little extra TLC and just breathe deeply. Remember, we've connected to that heart opening, compassionate energy. And so let that flow in through that connection you create from the palms of the hands to the surface of the body, and allow it to filter in and connect. Just breathe deeply here. As always, I want to say thank you for allowing me to hold space for you all today. It's the wisdom and compassion in me, honors, acknowledges, loves wisdom and compassion in everyone that my voice has the privilege to reach. May you all move into the day, the week, the month, the year with a greater sense of peace, clarity, and freedom. Thank you all.